Good morning, guys. Captain Dylan Hubbard here at Hubbard's Marina with a fiery sunset view this morning. Got a lot of low-level clouds hanging out here and making for a cloudy morning view. But we are wanting to give you guys a quick update on weather and fishing and update you guys on what we're seeing tropical wise, and remind you we've got a live stream show tonight. That's right, Off the Hook with Captain Hubbard. Our live show begins at 8:30 p.m. so hopefully you'll join us for that. But wanted to give you guys the sunrise view and talk a little bit about what's going on, what's coming up, and what we're expecting. As far as weather goes, weather is going to be nice today and into tomorrow, pretty much through the day tomorrow. Then Tuesday, it's going to get a little rainy and perhaps somewhat nautical. Most likely, it seems we are probably going to be in full-out prep mode Tuesday, so there is a pretty strong potential we may have to completely close there Tuesday in order to prepare for the incoming tropical system. Currently, Tropical Storm Ian, supposed to be Hurricane Ian by sometime tonight into tomorrow morning, potentially even earlier. And that hurricane currently is expected to stay off our coast and cruise into the Big Bend area. And we'll talk about that a little bit more here at the end of the video. But as far as fishing is concerned, some good news on the fishing front. The redfish bite is extremely hot in the Back Bay area. And we've seen still some mangroves that are starting to move around. The snook are still stacked up on the pass, but they're starting to move back. There's still some snook on the beaches. Yesterday I was down there at Shell Key with the family, and I lost track of how many snook went cruising by us on the beach looking for those little mahara and mud minnows in the surf line. So still a lot of snook on the beach. As far as near shore goes, the hogfish bite's heating up. We're starting to see more and more hogfish, and we're expecting that to only get better as those cold fronts start. The mackerel are extremely thick. We're seeing a ton of mackerel in all of our passes along the beaches, artificial reefs. We're starting to see the bait, and definitely a good sign on the mackerel front. This is pretty eerie. All the crows are making their way off the beach right now and heading west. There goes sandpipers heading east. So all the birds are making their way off the beaches right now, heading east into the state. That's kind of eerie. That's an eerie sign right there. Wildlife, they know, man. I was talking to a buddy up in Homosassa area, and he said yesterday on his charter they were fishing near shore on the grass flats, watching huge numbers of manatees coming in from the Gulf and heading into the springs. So the manatees were all taking cover in the springs yesterday, and we'll see that with the wildlife all starting to make their way off the coast and into the interior of the state over the next 24 to 48 hours. Pretty crazy. But as I was saying, near shore mackerel bite is extremely hot. We're seeing a ton of mackerel. Hogfish bites picking up. The gags are starting to move in. Offshore, we're still doing really well on triggerfish. We got big mangroves, a couple nice yellowtail. The amberjack are a little tough. They are really deep right now. We were getting them pretty good on our 39 and 44 hours. They're a little tough to get to in a day trip on the Flying Hub 2, but we are picking a few up here and there, but mostly big mangroves, a couple nice gags, solid triggerfish, a couple nice yellowtail, and big vermilion is what we're seeing offshore. As far as weather is concerned, like I said, looks good today and into tomorrow. Then it's going to get a little nasty with this tropical system, and hopefully by the weekend it will be calmed down and we'll be ready to fish again. As far as the tropical system goes, that is, again, like I said, currently a tropical storm Ian, expected to be a hurricane sometime tonight into tomorrow. Right now, the Euro model has that thing coming smack dab right at us, while the GFS model has it more into the panhandle. And a lot of those models are showing a variety in between those two. So National Hurricane Center kind of settled their track in between the GFS and Euro models going into the Big Bend area. But you guys got to remember that the track can move. Anywhere inside that cone is a potential area where that eye can be. And if that eye is even well west of us and stays on the same track it's currently on, there is still a lot of potential storm surge situation for us here. Remember Eta? That was a tropical storm. Eta was only a tropical storm. I say only a tropical storm for emphasis. That was a tropical storm that was 65 miles off our coast and caused immense flooding through the area. So if we get a Cat 3 hurricane that's 100 miles off the coast, that can still cause 6-7 foot of water for us here in Madeira Beach. And storm surge doesn't take into account high tide. So if it's a high tide, a new moon high tide, because remember we're on that new moon right now, the tide is already super high. So if it's a new moon high tide and then storm surge on top of that, it could get bad flooding wise. So even if this storm stays projected to hit Big Bend, panhandle of Florida, we're still not out of the woods as far as flooding risks are concerned. And it's supposed to slow down, which is going to create a lot of rain and, again, more flooding potential. Plus, you always have those isolated tornado concerns as well. So even if this thing stays well off our coast, we still got a lot to watch. And then if it tracks back east, that becomes a little bit more important and obviously a little bit more impactful. So we're watching this thing closely. We're expecting, like I said, anywhere from Tuesday afternoon all the way through Wednesday night is the potential timeline of that incoming storm. So we got a lot to watch, and just kind of hurry up and wait. Prepare for the worst and hope for the best is kind of the motto as these things approach. So stay tuned. We will give you the best updates we can. If you want more information on the incoming storm, check out the Captain Dylan Hubbard page on Facebook. We're posting more about the storm there. If you're local, just like I said, prepare for the worst, hope for the best. And if it stays on the track it's on, luckily we'll be out of the worst wind concern. It's just flooding concern that we got to really watch for. So kind of hurry up and wait and see where that track goes. We expect it to bounce kind of east and west as the storm comes in. That kind of windshield wiper effect, bouncing back and forth, is common. So we'll see that. Right now it's trending, each update is trending more and more west, which not good for the people in the Panhandle and Big Bend area, but obviously in our area that would help us out. So the trend of continuing west is something we want to keep seeing. Don't want to wish that on anybody, but obviously being concerned over our specific area in Tampa Bay, a more westerly track is better. But again, even if it is a more westerly track, we still have flooding concerns. So y'all stay tuned, and hopefully everybody's doing well, and enjoy your Sunday. We'll see you tonight for that live stream show, 8:30 p.m. We've got that live stream show on our Facebook, Instagram, YouTube pages. We're going to be giving away over $800 in free trips, answering your questions, talking about what's going on, what's coming up. And it's going to be a good time. So hopefully you'll tune in for tonight's live stream show. Again, 8:30 p.m. on the Hubbard's Marina Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram pages. Don't forget to check us out on TikTok, Twitter, Snapchat too. And follow our pages, subscribe on YouTube, all that good stuff. We'll see you tonight for the live stream show. And don't forget, if you're too busy to go fishing, you're just too darn busy.